Would you please stand? Please be seated. Good morning, everyone here today.
Morning.
I'm Susie Riley on behalf of the Veterans Memorial Team. I would like to welcome you all here to the dedication and blessing of this very special place. To our residents, guests, and families, thank you for being here on this very important day. And to all of our veterans here, most especially the warriors no one wanted to thank when they came home, our thanks to you for being part of this ceremony. I'd like to introduce today's color guard who carried the flags of our country's military branches. Bob Olson, United States Army. Pat LaRosignol, United States Air Force. Joe Rossi, United States Coast Guard. Harold Slavinsky, United States Marines. And Terry Quimby, United States Navy. Thank you, gentlemen. We'll start off today's ceremony with the raising of our American and POW MIA flags by resident veterans Lee Connor and Lee Martin. While they are doing this, I would like to tell you a little bit about our American flag, which was donated by Mr. Connor. This flag has traveled a long way to get here. It was flown on an operational combat mission over the skies of Afghanistan in August of 2017. In August of 2018, Lee presented us this flag to us for our memorial with a certificate that details its mission, signed by both the pilot and aircraft commander. It is our great honor to proudly raise this flag over our memorial as a representation of our active military and their never-ending mission to protect the land of the free and the home of the brave. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the singing of our national anthem performed by our CV chorus. Thank you, chorus, and thanks to both of our Lees. Today, all across this country on this, the 100th anniversary of Armistice Day, Americans will give pause and thanks to the brave men and women who have underwritten our freedom with their duty and service. Here in Champaign Village today, it's even more meaning as we gather here to dedicate this memorial in their honor. The idea for this memorial was hatched a few years back, shortly after my husband and I moved here. Having met so many residents who were veterans, I kept wondering why there was no place in Champaign Village to honor these men and women. After hearing me exclaim probably for the 100th time, "Why is not there a memorial here for these veterans?" Rick finally just shouted, "Go build one." So the following day, I asked Jim Pio to help me make this happen, and he thankfully hopped on board. We then formed a core team that met for the first time just 1 week later. Each of my team members are proud veterans. I am also proud and thankful that they chose to be part of this project. With gratitude, please allow me to introduce these men. Jim Pio, United States Army. Austin O'Malley, United States Army. Lee Martin, United States Air Force. Walter Zielinski, United States Navy. Charlie Service, United States Army. And Stan Ford, United States United States Army. Woo! To all of you, I offer my deepest thanks for your dedication to this project. None of this would be possible without you. From that first meeting, we as a team unanimously agreed on where this memorial would be placed, right here, within the heart of the community, with the fountain as a backdrop and the canopy of trees overhead creating a place for quiet reflection. A circle of pavers for our resident veterans, the essence, the heart of our memorial. A border of bricks surrounding them, representing the support of other veterans and a grateful community. Above, the thankful wave of our American flag flying proudly because of their service. The MIA POW flag, forever present and always reminding us of those still imprisoned, missing, or unable to find their way home. The water, reflecting our sorrow, our hope, and our thanks. And the benches that welcome us in moments of remembrance and gratitude. But we all know that this memorial is so much more than the elements contained within it, because each of these pavers and bricks installed here marks a life that stepped forward to serve our country in a cause greater than themselves. All told, more than 190 veterans are memorialized here. They represent every branch of our military. They have served in both war and peace through the best and worst of times. Some were stationed here at home, while others fought on foreign soil in 6 military conflicts: World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Desert Shield, and Desert Storm. Some pavers represent past residents who left before us, while most are current residents, and many more blank pavers await future residents. This is truly a living memorial. It honors not only those currently within it, but will welcome new veterans as they join us here in Champaign Village. As they have served us, it is our hope that this sacred place will serve them. From the moment we announced our plans, this community opened its hearts and its wallets. You have overwhelmed us with your support and gratitude. It is true that when it comes to creating something as special as this memorial, it does take a village, Champaign Village. This is something we can and all, each and every one of us, be proud of for decades to come. Chesed Pabase once said that we don't remember days, we remember moments. And there are so many moments I carry with me from the past 5 months. The superhero resident who was one of the first to purchase his veteran's paver and then paid for another paver to be offered to a veteran who couldn't afford their own, and then donated even more money to ensure the memorial's installation. The community groups and clubs here in CV who generously donated to be part of this project. A team member who I watched quietly place a lock of hair from his sweet departed bride beneath his paver. A resident who purchased veterans' pavers for both her parents, CV residents who lived here to the end, and then bought another paver for their dear friend, also long gone, who lived across the street. A woman who requested 2 bricks for her husband so that one could be placed here in the memorial, and another in her garden at home. The women who came to purchase pavers for their husbands, proudly carrying with them their photos to share with me. And the stories shared with me by so many veterans, some heartwarming, others heartbreaking. But the best moments of all were the countless times since work began when I drove by and saw so many of you quietly linger in front of our memorial. No project I have ever been involved in has so deeply moved me, and nothing has made me happier or more grateful than seeing each of you stand right here. Because in Champaign Village, there is no place that so intimately connects us than right here. These are our husbands, our wives, our mothers and fathers, our sons and daughters, our family members and our friends, our hearts, all placed here in this memorial side by side in honor, love, and thanks. Even if you are not related to anyone whose name is marked on these pavers and bricks, it is still right here that we all share in the kinship of being proud, grateful Americans. It is right here that we are all united. And in a time when it feels like there's so much in the world destined to divide us, this unity is a gift to our community. I pray that it lasts. For those of us who planned and built this memorial, it is our fervent hope that everyone in this community will make use of it. We invite you to come here to remember, come here to meditate, come here to cry and then to heal. Sit quietly or celebrate joyously. Walk among these pavers and bricks. And as you stand here and read the names of these men and women, please take a moment to honor, gratefully acknowledge, and thank God for their courage, their dedication, and their service. Thank you. Speaking on behalf of our CV veterans, the very men and women who are honored here in this memorial is Charlie Service. Charlie?
I'm blind. As I stand before you here today, I can count it a great honor to be able to speak on behalf of veterans and all of you. I'm one veteran, and I know all of you are, and I feel proud to be standing here with all of you sitting here today and enjoying the dedication to this memorial. This dedication ceremony is a time to set apart a particular place in order to honor and memorize those CV veterans who have served our country wartime and times in peace. As you look at the memorial, you'll see many different textures: a rock, concrete, the land. Each of these offers its own particular component to the memorial. Pavers of those who have served, a boulder, which represents steadfastness and strength. Reinforced concrete, with its ruggedness and the land around it, and the softness that tends to surround the power generating from this place. You'll also notice the American and POW flags flying above it. All of these characteristics can be said of the American veteran: an unyielding firmness and endurance to the end of a mission, a firm strength and steadfastness, and ruggedness to finish the mission as assigned. But along with all of that goes softness, like land, to realize that there are moments that command a sympathy and sensitivity to a brother or sister who needs support when the battle gets overwhelming. The POW and MIA flag represents those who are held prisoner of war and those still missing in action. Our American flag flies above it all to represent our freedom. Our liberties and values stand safe today because of the brave men and women who have been ready to face the fire. We thank God for each and every one of them. There is closeness we can all feel at the sacred place, whether you're related to someone whose name is placed here in a paver or not. You can share in the kinship of being an American citizen. We are surrounded by the spirits of those who have served our country, those who have sacrificed so much for freedom we enjoy here on this day. I encourage everyone to come and sit or just walk around the memorial to consume the spirit of this place. Soak in the sacredness of it and let it drench you until you're overwhelmed with its importance and greatness. Veterans come from all walks of life, but they all share several qualities: courage, pride, determination, and dedication to duty and integrity. One needs these qualities in order to serve a cause greater than oneself. We dedicate this site as a sacred place for Champaign Village, where people will gather to take pictures, where veterans will gather to share experiences with each other, or just stand or sit alone to ponder thoughts they can never share with anyone else. Use this memorial as a place to heal your soul. We dedicate this memorial to be a place where children will learn lessons of freedom from their parents and grandparents. We also dedicate this memorial as a place where those coming after us will recognize our desire to acknowledge those who have sacrificed much for our freedom, and they will all encourage a place the importance on this site as we do here today. Thank you. At this time, I would like all the veterans in the audience to please stand. It's my pleasure to say thank you for serving our country and doing what was necessary in order to save our flag. Thank you, and I salute you.
Thank you, Charlie. Today and over the past few months, our team often refers to our memorial as a sacred place. So it went without question that a blessing would be part of today's ceremony. Here to perform the honors is Wing Chaplain Lieutenant Colonel Robert Harris of the U.S. Air Force Auxiliary at Fort March.
A 100 years ago, the 11th month, the 11th day, and 11 o'clock, we call this Armistice Day. Just so that you might know a little trivia, the last man to give his life in World War I was a chaplain. Please bow with me. Our God Almighty, as we look backward on this Veterans Day, let us recognize those men and women who have
Generous support of businesses that work right here in our community, both for Champaign Village and its residents. Here to thank these folks and others is Jim Pio, who spearheaded our fundraising efforts. Jim?
Good morning. I have the pleasure this morning of thanking all those who have donated to this fine memorial. Back in early June of this year, 7 residents of the village got together and discussed bringing a Veterans Memorial to Champaign Village. The group took the idea to the board. It was accepted as long as it could be funded by donations from the community and supporters. We are here today thanks to multiple support from both CV veterans and their families and local businesses who donated materials, labor, and dollars. The major donations came from the 107 CV veteran pavers and 115 memorial bricks that were sold and installed in today's memorial. Thank you to the families of the veterans and relatives who helped to make this possible. The next group of supporters were companies who were friends of the village and several generous CV residents. I will read the names of those in alphabetical order. AAM Management Company, Burmax Energy, Ben Mack, Champaign Village Lions Club, Terry Quimby, Community Glass, California Tree Services, Steve and his family, the Coffee Gang, the new management of the Gathering Place, the Gathering Place, the original bunch of lovely ladies, Edco Disposal, Escondido North County Lions Club, Carol and Jack, Elks Club, Lodge number 1968, KRC Rock, who donated our 1,100-pound memorial stone, Moose Lodge number 1874 in Escondido, Office One, our Rico copier provider, Pacific Homes, Mr. Sean Feeney, Steve Stevens Construction, discounted supplies and labor, Waterbridge Insurance Company, provider of CV POA insurances, and other individuals who provided generous dollar donations: Claudie Matlock, Austin O'Malley, Pat and Lee Martin. Last, thank you goes to the person who is the most responsible for the memorial, which we're dedicating here today. We were a committee of 7, 6 veterans and a leader who had the concept, the organization skills, and the drive to get us to today's success. Thank you to Susie Riley, CVPOA Veterans Memorial Fund Chairperson.
Thank you, Jim. Crafting the message for our dedication plaque was undertaken for the team by Stan Ford, who brought together a special group to find the right words. Stan, would you come up here and talk about the plaque, please?
I wanted to be sure you were sitting down. Now that you've sat down, please come on up. Susie, on behalf of Walter, Austin, Charlie, Jimmy, and Lee, we want to present to you a bouquet, red, white, and blue ribbon. Okay? Thank you, Susie. So now I'm going to unfold and read my speech. Try to make it sound like I have it memorized, but I don't. I will never have the ability to express how proud I am to be an American. And I asked myself, what was my proudest day to be a citizen of this country? It was an easy question for me, and my proudest moment occurred when I was over 8,330 miles from home. But I believe many of you would say the same date I'm going to say. It took place almost 50 years ago, and it was an experience my children have never known. I was in a jungle in Vietnam with a 6-transistor radio up to my ear. That's a small step for man and a giant leap for mankind. That was on July the 20th, 1969. I was 21 years old. Then I asked my daughter what was her proudest day to be an American, and she said, Dad, it was 9/12, not 9/11. She goes, because on 9/12 we weren't Democrats, we weren't Republicans, we were all Americans. So when she said that to me, I thought, okay, I got to add that in here. Now, today does mark the anniversary of Armistice Day, 100 years ago to the day. So I want to thank, again, Jim, Walter, Charlie, and Austin for allowing me to be part of this team, and to Susie. She deserves the most praise for this event. Before I read the plaque, I'd like to ask Charlie if you'd stand up. Doug Reese, please stand up. Bob Olson, and Wayne Steele. I want to tell you that Charlie got a Bronze Star and 4, I said that correctly, 4 Purple Hearts. Doug was in Special Forces. Doug was a Green Beret. He got a Bronze Star and a Purple Heart. Bob Olson received a Purple Heart, received a Bronze Star. He was lucky, but he saw more than most of us should ever see. And Wayne Steele, he was on the battlefield too, but he wasn't there to take lives. He was there to save them. He was a medic, but he was out there where everything horrible was going on. I also want to say, as far as the Vietnam veterans go, we all had our different experiences in Vietnam. But the one thing every veteran who set foot in Vietnam had to deal with was when they got home. When we got home, it was like we were second-class citizens. I wasn't home an hour when someone said, "How's it feel to be a killer?" I said, "I'm not a killer, I was a soldier." You become a killer when you like it. Anyway, I want to give these guys another big round of applause. These are the men who have composed the words of this plaque. It is brief and yet to the point. And I'm not going to walk over there and read it because I got the words right here. Champaign Village Veterans Memorial. This site has been designated as a tribute to honor the patriotic men and women representing all branches of the military who have served in uniform, dutifully protecting and preserving our sacred land, the United States of America, dedicated on this day, November 11th, 2018. Thank you.
Thank you, Stan. With the memorial now in place, our team is ready to pass it on to the Association for Safekeeping. CVPOA Board President Wade Steverson, may I ask you to accept this memorial and my thanks for allowing us the privilege to build it. Wade?
Actually, the privilege belongs to those of us who are here. Not one individual, not one team of people. The entire village of Champaign Village is honored to have this here today.
We also find it important to include a moment of respect and silence for those who have given their lives for our country. Please join me in a moment of silence, followed by the playing of taps performed on bugle by Don Kubik. Please be seated. To conclude our dedication of the Champaign Village Veterans Memorial, our chorus will lead us in the singing of God Bless America. Following this performance, I would like to invite you all to the Village Hall, where we'll be serving cake and refreshments. On behalf of my entire team, I would like to thank you all very much. Thank you to those who purchased these pavers and bricks. Thank you to those who donated materials and time. Thank you to my team who worked so hard to make this possible. Thank you to those who sponsored our project. Thank you to the SAC for serving our cake and refreshments today. Thank you to the staff here at Champaign Village, who were amazingly supportive and right here whenever we needed them. Thank you to our board for allowing us to use this site to build this memorial. And thank you also to Sandy today, who took care of our audiovisual for us. Thank you all very, very much.
She organizes both the dog and I.
A super job.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Email me and say, here's the person that needs to speak. I would be happy.
Beautiful.
So glad it came out good. Congratulations.
Nice job.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. I'm good.
I am so happy you were here and that you were part of it. Thanks.
Bark your way through.
Thanks. I'm really happy with the way it came out. We did good. Is it gorgeous? Doesn't it? Absolutely it does.
sure. Oh, we had a big discussion. It will not be.
The discussion or not
Oh, no.
missing his photo?
It won't, the photos won't be missing.